shares exactly? What do we understand by shares? And in a simple form, I would say shares is actually just a portion of the ownership rights in a particular company. So it means that when you are buying a shares, it means that you are just a partial owner of that particular company. And some of all these companies come to the stock exchange markets to issue out shares when they need fund. They need fund to maybe carry out any of their projects, or they need funds to do anything at all. Maybe they have some goods that they want to buy or what have you. They would go to the stock exchange market to issue out shares. And investors will always want to buy these shares, especially when they know that this particular company has been declaring profits every now and then, or they have huge potentials. And investors that have idle funds will always want to cash in this. And if you have idle funds that you want to grow over the years or over time, and you see a particular company that has huge growth potentials, you want to put your money into that particular business so that you can also get a huge return. And like I said, I mentioned stock exchange market, and some people will be wondering that what is this stock exchange market? Which kind of market is that? A stock exchange market is just like a normal market but this one is regulated, because this is where investors go to trade securities. And when I say securities, it's not it means shares, and not even only shares. You can also buy bonds and other fixed income securities there as well. So buyers and sellers of securities actually meet at the stock exchange to transact securities business. That means a buyer of a particular security, and since we are talking about shares, a buyer of the shares and a seller of the shares, they meet at the stock exchange market to transact. And like I said, a particular investor will want to buy shares of a particular company that has huge growth potentials. Do you understand? So, and can you just go to the stock exchange market by yourself to say you want to buy shares? Absolutely not. An individual cannot just go to the stock exchange market to say he wants to buy shares. He has to go through a stockbroker. And who is a stockbroker? A stockbroker is a professional or a person that is licensed to carry on trade activities, to help clients to buy and sell shares, as it were. So a stockbroker, an example of a stockbroker is actually Afrinvest Securities, and we have been offering this service for over 26 years now, over 27 years, I must say. And we've been doing this for our clients, and we've actually even streamlined the process by Afro Investor 2.0 app, in which you don't even need to reach out to any individual stockbroker to say that, okay, I want to buy shares. No, you can just take your phone and log in. After you've registered, then you buy or sell any particular shares that you want. And my colleague Victoria here, she'll be coming up later on in the session to guide us through on how to do this. And moving on, if you have actually decided that, okay, I want to start to buy shares. Okay, I've understand the concept of shares now. Okay, I want to start buying shares. What's the next thing? The next thing is for you to open an account with a stockbroker, like I said. So you have to open a brokerage account with a stockbroker like Afrinvest. And the reason for opening this account is for us to just have your information, just to know you and get to know some of your details, and so that we can just, those are necessary things that we need to do just to have your informations. Then your informations will be used to create another account, which is called a CSCS account. We are going to be using this to create a CSCS account. And what is CSCS account? CSCS is actually referred to as Central Securities and Clearing System. It's just like an organization. You don't need to bother about the old jargon. They're just like an organization that helps in settlement and depository service. And what that means is that when you go to a market, for instance, to buy any of your goods, you know that you always like put it inside your bag before taking it home. So just the same with shares too. But CSCS is like a warehouse where any shares you buy will be recorded, because they act as a depository service to help you record the amount of shares that you buy. And when I say settlement, they provide settlement service as well. And that means that they make sure that the seller's shares gets to the buyer, and the buyer's amount or fund gets to the seller. So they make sure that this securities trading activities is well organized, and you can always trace your transactions through the CSCS. So everything and all this can always can only be done between a day to 3 days. That's between 24 to 72 hours. Yeah. So when you've decided that you want to start trading securities, you want to start trading in stocks, you want to start buying stocks, you just have to know that, okay, my registration process in creating my brokerage account and opening my CSCS account, it has to like, you have to like just sacrifice just up to like 3 days. And when you are done with those two processes, then you are good to go. You can now start buying shares of good companies right away. And I know my colleague will be coming up to actually show you how to identify good stocks to buy, how to identify the right stocks to buy, and when to buy it, most importantly. And, you know, I feel that by now I have been able to like give a brief introduction into the topic as a whole. So I'll be inviting my colleagues to come up to give us more information on how to buy and sell shares. So my colleague Victoria here, she will be sharing her screen, and she'll be showing us how to open a brokerage account. Later on, my colleague Blessing will be showing us how to identify the right stocks to buy and at the right time to buy them.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. My name is Victoria Adipureta. I'm an equity trader and stockbroker, as we had earlier introduced. So I'll be taking you through trading on the app and how to sign up on the app, and how on your account, or trade on your account and everything. So, but before we dive into that, let me just give you a brief introduction of what the App Investor app is. So the App Investor 2.0 app is a trading app, is like your stockbroker on your phone. So I know, as Timmy has mentioned earlier, that you need to, for you to be able to trade on the exchange, you need to have a stockbroker. So the app is actually packaged and designed by App Investor Securities, App Invest Securities Limited, to ensure that you can trade from your phone at anywhere you go. So this is your stockbroker on your phone. So before we actually create your account or anything, you need to at least first of all download the app. So to download the app, you need to go to your App Store or your Play Store to download the app. So when you get to your App Store or Play Store, you need to click on App Investor 2.0. It's App Investor 2.0. Look at the logo, and the name is App Investor 2.0. So you need to download that. So once that is downloaded, when you need to launch the app. Once you launch the app, this is the page you get into. So on this page, this is the sign up page. So on the sign up page, you are actually required to sign up. So to sign up, you are going to click on accept the conditions, then put in your first name and your last name. Please ensure that you type these details in and do not autofill, because sometimes when you autofill all these details, it leaves spaces. Though you might not be able to see it, but because of the spaces, it's going to be giving you error messages. So just try and type it out and do not put space after or before. Then here you have to put it in your email address. So please ensure that you put in your correct email address, because an OTP will be sent to you, and with that OTP, that is what you use to create. With the OTP, that's what you use to create your account. And so if you do not send a correct email address, you might not get the OTP. So you need to put in your correct email address and input your password. So With your password, ensure that all the requirements at the bottom are checked green. So that way we are sure that your account is like the password is strong enough and it's not allowed, like people cannot like tamper with your account or hack your account or anything. So please ensure that you do not autofill your details, your surname and your first name, and please try and make sure that your first name and your surname are exactly arranged on your BVN, because if not, you might have issues later when creating the account. So then you input your email address, your registered email address, and you have access to it, then your password, then click on sign up. So once you sign up, an OTP will be sent to your registered email address. Then you need to go and pick up the OTP which you would use to sign up on the app. So sometimes you get that the OTP drops in your mail, junk or spam folder. Please, you can also check your junk and spam folder for the OTP in case if it does not drop in your regular inbox. So just check, copy that or write it out, then come back and input it here, then confirm. So after confirming, you have to create a 4-digit PIN for your 4-digit password. So this is required when later in when using the app, when you want to withdraw or when you want to do other transactions on the app. So you need your 4-digit PIN. So I would advise you actually keep it simple and something you can remember. So it can like be similar to your ATM PIN, so that you don't forget it, because I know a lot of people that said forgotten that they need to set. So please, you need that PIN. So you need to keep it, make it something you can actually remember and remember. So then it shows your account is all set. So like this, it means that you've actually set up your African Investor account. Then you need to proceed further to set up your brokerage account. So then you have to click on, to set up your brokerage account, you have to click on Explore African Investor. So yeah, it brings this pop-up that either it gives you the option to either set it up now or do the setup later. Please, I would advise that since you just started, let's complete the setup once and for all and move on. So before you actually complete the setup, ensure that you have your KYC documents available. That is your utility bill, your ID card, and your signature specimen. Have them as soft copy, so where you can easily have access to them because you would need them. So when you want to set up your account, you have to choose your account type. So you have 3 different account types. So to suit your different needs. So we don't just want you to pick one compulsory account. So there are 3. So just check them and see which one fits you better. Then click on it, then get started. So here you have to fill in your personal details, your selfie, your surname, all your necessary. Please ensure that the details are correct and do not autofill, as I said earlier. So when you fill in all your details, ensure that you cross-check again and again, because after you complete this section and you click on save and continue, you will not have access to come back and edit it, because it's a security feature and we don't want anybody to tamper with it. So that's why we do not give access for anyone to come back and edit these details. So please ensure that you cross-check and cross-check it again before you click on save and continue. So after clicking on save and continue, you are going to go to the bank details section. So in the bank details section, you have to fill in your BVN, your account name, your bank, then your account number, your bank, and your account name will automatically generate. So if your account number or your bank is not correct, it will be giving you the error prompt. But here also you have to fill in all these details. Then after filling in the details, if your details is different, if the details on your BVN is different from what you had on when you did your account creation, like your name and your surname is actually different from what you inputted when you were doing your account creation, it will be giving you error messages and error prompts. So if you have any of those errors, you can just send a mail to brokerage@afrininvest.com and tell them that you're having issues in your bank details section. So someone would respond to you and would help you resolve the issue and you'll be able to proceed. Please ensure that. So that's why it is important that to ensure that your details are actually correct in the initial stage, so that you don't have any issues when creating your account. So after you fill in your details, click on save and continue, you'll be able to go to your next of kin section. In next of kin section, you have to put in your next of kin contact details, name, email address, phone number, and the relationship. Please, I advise that you do not use someone that is less than 10 as your next of kin, or you ensure that you use someone that has a contact detail that is different from yours. So I have seen people use their children and then you still put their phone number as the next of kin. No, that is not it. Because a next of kin is the person that we can contact in case if we need to reach you urgently and your contact details are not going through. So we won't give them the details of your, we won't state your account details or anything. We just, if we need to reach you urgently and your number is not going through, we just contact your next of kin, and if the next of kin will be able to contact you and so that you can reach back to us. So that's what the next of kin is for. So after you filling in your next of kin details, before you click on save and continue, ensure that your KYC documents as stated earlier are complete. So the KYC documents includes your ID card, your utility bill, and your signature specimen. So please ensure that they are all complete because after this stage you will need to upload them. So after this stage you just
Hi,
need to
Victoria.
save
Sorry to
and
cut you short,
continue.
Victoria. Yeah, sorry to cut you short. I'm getting feedbacks that we might need to slow down a bit. So please, can you just slow down a bit so that our audience can like follow through, please? All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to fill in here in next of kin section. You have to fill in your next of kin details. That is their name, their email, their phone number, and the relationship you have with them. So, and as I said earlier, I encourage you all to put a next of kin that is not below 10 years and ensure that the next of kin has a separate contact details from you. So, because I've actually seen people use their child as their next of kin and the child does not have a different phone number. So that way, when we want to reach you and you're not going through, and the next of kin is also your details, we can't actually reach you anyway. So that is why we require the next of kin for in our account opening. Then after the next of kin section, you require to upload your KYC documents. So your KYC document includes your utility bill, your ID card, and your signature specimen. So signature specimen simply means you signing on a blank paper. Please try and make sure it is a white sheet of paper and snapping it so that we can have like a sample of your signature. So that is it. So after you click on save and continue on the next of kin section, you are required to upload your KYC documents. So before you upload it, just select the type of ID card you want to upload. Is it the international passport, your driver's license, voter's card, NIN, student ID card, or work ID card? Then after that, you have to upload the ID card. So you can either snap it with your phone or upload from gallery or upload from your document. Then after you are done uploading, you have to input your card ID number. So after inputting your ID number, you have to update your utility bill and your signature. So after everything has been uploaded and completely done, you have to click on save and continue. So after you click on save and continue, your profile will be successfully created. So with this, you get 3 emails from us. Please, they are very interesting emails. You need to read them because they give you information on how to move on with the app and so many other information that you really need to know, like alternative funding, alternative way of funding your wallet in case you need, and other special necessary information that you need to know when using the app. So also with this, when you are done, when you get here and you click on continue, we also get an email informing us that your account has been created. So this way, we pick up your account and create a CSCS account for you. So a CSCS account is Central Securities and Clearing System account. So with the CSCS account, that is what you use to trade on the app and trade on the app through the exchange and other things that are necessary. So, however, please note that the CSS account takes 1 to 3 days, so 24 to 72 hours for it to be created. So I know that because a lot of people come back and say, oh, they created their account since yesterday and they cannot trade and they want to trade immediately, or they funded and they want to trade immediately. The CSS account takes 24 to 48 hours, 1 to 3 days for you to be able to complete, for us to be able to create a CSS account. So once your CSS account is created, we'll just send you a notification that your CSS account has been created, and you'll be able to trade from there. So I will pause here for now, and I'll pass it to my colleague, Blessing.
Thank you, Victoria, for that wonderful presentation. And I hope we all followed through. No worries, if you actually didn't follow through, there is no problem. This meeting is recorded and you can go through it over and over and over again. So you have no issues at all. So I'll just take you through equity trading tips, what you need to know, and how you need to walk through the equities market. And once again, I'm welcoming you to this presentation. I'm Blessing Araoyimbo by name. And I just want you to stay tuned as we continue this presentation. Thank you. All right, so for sorry, I'm having issues sharing my screen. Just give me a minute, please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, is my screen up now? Okay. Yeah, I think it's up. All right. So number one thing you need to know in the equities market is that the market trading session actually begins by 10 a.m. and we actually wrap up by 2 p.m. from Monday to Friday, except on public holidays. So that means from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., you won't be able to trade. That is, you won't be able to place trade directly or buy and sell on the Nigerian Exchange. And also transaction dates plus 3 other working days. Now 3 other working days, not weekends, for your equities trade to settle. So as we said last time about the CSCS, so for the CSCS to actually warehouse your equities, it needs to settle, right? So that's why our settlement period actually takes the transaction date, that is the day you bought or sold the shares, plus 3 other working days. So consideration before buying shares. Now, your investment objective is what you should first of all consider before you even say you want to come into our exchange. Yeah, because it works like that everywhere. Why do you want to buy shares? What is your goal? Do you want to just use it as a side hustle for you to just get sharp money, or you want to generate wealth over time, right? So if this is why, whatever your reason may be, you have to make calculative decisions before jumping into the Nigerian Exchange. Another thing is your risk tolerance level. How can you bear risks? How much risk can you take? Because here is a market of high risk and high return. So the market can actually give you a 200% one day and can also drop down to like barest minimum, though each day it can only go 10% up or 10% down, but at the nick of time, maybe in a month or 2 months, it can do very, very big returns, and also it can go down. So you have to calculate your risks. Another thing that will help you in calculating your risks is research. So what did I mean by research? Research is just you doing your own due diligence. You want to come into Nigerian Exchange. You don't just want to come and pick any stock and say, oh, this African investor app is fine. No, they have beautiful logos. Let me just buy this assets, buy this one. You're just, no, you have to do research. Though we've helped you with that to a large extent. We have our research and consulting team in the African Invest group of companies, and we have our flagship product called the weekly stock recommendation released every Mondays. This could really help. Another thing is diversification. Another one is company management. You want to know how these companies are managed by the board of directors before you buy shares in them. Another thing is valuation. You want to know the intrinsic value of this company's shares. What is the original value, like the real thing that they are selling? What is the worth itself, not what you can just see on the exchange that they are selling it at. And another thing is dividend and earnings. You want to know the dividend that you're going to get. You know, this company actually make money when you've invested, like Timmy said earlier on. You actually have a partial ownership in these shares, right? So you want your own dividends. Okay, you've earned money now, share for me, so at least I'm part of the company, right? So this dividend comes. So you want to know the company I'm going to be buying into, will they pay me dividend, or they want to retain everything and pour it back into the company? Another one is your market condition. What is the market condition that is existing in Nigeria at the time, or what is happening all over the world at that time? Like the time we had COVID-19, you know how everything came down. So then the second to the last year is time horizon. Yes, there's time for everything. There is a time to buy and there's a time to sell. So that's our own revised version. So you should know when to come in and buy and when not to buy and to hold on. And then the last year is professional advice. And here we have your experts that you could always reach out to via brokerage team at afriinvest.com, and then we answer your questions. Now, when do I buy shares? What's the best time for me to buy shares? Yeah, number one is valuation. Valuation here means you buy shares when this intrinsic value I spoke about is actually, should I say, higher. Yes, the intrinsic value is higher than what the share is trading at on the Nigerian exchange. For instance, GTCO is currently around 30-something naira, and you are wondering, okay, if the 12 months to this time, this GT can reach 15 naira. Be okay, I think it's a good bet. Okay, that's not even it. The real thing is we have done the intrinsic value for you, and we are saying the value of these shares is actually 15 naira in 12 months time, right? Okay, in 12 months time, we are saying GTCO, we your experts, we've done the whole work for you, and we are saying it will get to 15 naira, and now it's 33 naira. Then you look at it, okay, I think it's cheap, right? Okay, so that's valuation. Long-term horizon may not really matter for people that want to go into buying shares for a long period of time. Yeah, you can just come in at any good time, right? Because you know, okay, this is a fundamental strong company that has been doing well for the past 15-20 years, and I'm envisaging that they will keep doing well. They will have a going concern, so I will come in at any given time, right? So you may not really have a specified period because you are a long-term investor. Then for diversification, things can happen at any time. So when some sectors are actually booming, maybe manufacturing segment, now there's subsidy for them and it's a time to diversify. You can start looking at consumer goods at that time. So there is time for everything, like I said earlier on. Then positive catalysts. Now we have a new administration, right? And many positive catalysts have actually been happening. Removal of West subsidy, fiscal policies have been entrenched. So you just know that, okay, I think this is also a good time to buy. Then markets pullbacks or correction. When market is plummeting, that is, the market has been up before and now it's coming down, it's going low. That's also another good time to actually buy stocks. Now, consideration when selling shares. What do you want to consider when selling shares? Number one, overvaluation. You want to see whether, you know, I spoke about undervaluation. That is when you're buying undervalued shares. That is, the share is cheap, the stock is cheap. Right now, we are saying this stock is pretty expensive. That is, we've done our own due diligence and valuation, and what we came up with is that this stock is actually selling beyond its intrinsic value. So at that time, you sell. Actually, take your profits. Don't be greedy. You don't stay one more day in the stock market. So just sell and then take your profit. Another thing is poor performance and negative catalyst. At this time, the company is not doing well anymore. The financials has been dropping year 1, year 2, year 3, like those times where consumer goods, that sector wasn't doing well. We started seeing their share price falling, Cadbury falling to lows, and people started, it's just normal. You sell at that time because you don't know how long, and you don't just want to hold down your shares at that time. Also, when you want to reassess your investment objective, at that time is another good time to actually sell. You know, okay, my goal has changed though. Now, what I was holding on to before is like seemingly like I have to reshuffle. So those shares that don't align with your current goals, you sell them, right? Another thing is change in risk profile. Last 20 years, you were single, you could throw money around. Now you're a retiree, right? Yeah, I understand that age matters. You may be a single last 20 years and now you're retired. So that will actually affect your own risk profile. So you could buy some penny stocks at that time, but now you want to go for fundamentally strong companies, right? Companies that can stand the test of time, right? Like the Nestles, those kind of companies that have been forever and ever and they've not crashed. So that's those times you can hold on to those ones while you sell off the ones that you know they are riskier. Then portfolio rebalancing, you have checked your portfolio and you want to rebalance it, you want to reshuffle. Yeah, that's another good time to sell. So key terms to note, number one, the direct cash settlement. But before this, I just want to take you through the stock recommendation so that you could understand how our stock recommendation goes. You know when to buy and to sell. And when Victoria takes over, you are just good to go. Now, the stock recommendation here may be kind of faint. Don't worry, we share this every Monday, and our seasoned research analysts have already done a whole lot of work for you. All you just need to do is to watch the ratings, and I will explain the ratings just right now. Now, if you go through this, you will see faintly reduce, sell, hold. You're saying buy, and then you're saying accumulate. So I'll just explain this in a jiffy. So what do we say when you say buy? Are you just saying just buy? You don't even know what we are talking about. So what we are saying is that we expect that this particular stock that we are telling you is a buy rating, we are giving a buy rating on, it will give you a return on investment. That is called ROI, return on investment. That is the profit embedded in this investment. It will give it 25% or even above 25% in the next 12 months, not tomorrow, in the next 12 months. And so when we're also saying accumulate, we are saying between 10% and 25% return is expected in the next 12 months. When we are saying hold, we are saying just be neutral, because what we are expecting is not going to touch 10% over the next 12 months. And then when we now say reduce, we are saying that the total expected return ranges from nil to negative over the next 12 months. That is zero, nil to minus something. That is, this particular stock can start shedding, can start dropping. And then when we say sell, we are saying it's going to lose a whole lot. It's trading at a premium now, and it's best you sell right now and then keep your profits. So with this, Victoria is going to take over and put you through how you can buy and sell. So note that don't just buy colorful logos, beautiful logos, or mini, it's your money. So make sure you're buying stocks that will give you appreciation over time. Thank you. Over to you, Victoria.
Thank you very much, Blessing, for that beautiful presentation. So now I'll proceed to take us through, how to fund your account and how to trade with the app. So, but before we go into that, after you've created your account, you would need to, during the time she was teaching, so we signed out, so we'll need to sign back in. And I just want you to note that if you're a migrated user or you already have an account before now, but you can't remember your password, or a migrated user, and you were using the old app and you need to sign up into the new app, don't worry, we are here for you. So all you need to do is click on forget password. Then you put your email address, your registered email address. So just input your registered email address and click on send instruction at the bottom of the page. So similarly to where you were creating your account, an OTP will be sent to your registered email address. So just go to your email and go and search for the OTP. You can also check your junk or spam folder for the email. So then when you input your OTP, then put your password. Please ensure that all the details at the bottom is also signed, is ticked green, and is ticked green. That would ensure that your account is free from fraudulent activities and it won't be easily hacked or anything. So that is how we ensure that. So, but without it being ticked green, you won't be able to even proceed to create your account. So please ensure that everything is ticked green and complete. Then you can actually use it to proceed and change your password. Can you see? Before that the symbol. So you need that to change it. Then after you change your password, you just click on reset password. After you reset your password, it will bring you back to your home screen where you have to just input your email and the new password that you have changed it to. And the new password you have changed it to. So then you sign in. So when you sign in, it brings you to the home page. So in the home page, you can see your portfolio value, your wallet balance, a way to fund your wallet, then summary of the investments you have available on the app, then summary of the market, and also the stocks you are watching at the bottom. So your portfolio value, your wallet balance, summary of the market. So summary of the investment that you have available on the platform. So you can see that we have over 300 equity companies listed on equities on the app. So now we'll move on to fund your wallet. So for you to fund your wallet, you can either use the fund wallet, the green button at the middle at the home page, or you can go to wallet. So wallet is at the bottom, right beside invest and before more. So click on wallet and click on deposit. Then you have to input the amount you want to fund. Then click on next. So it brings you options to fund the wallet. Either you use your credit card or your debit card, or you use your bank transfer. So if you want to use your debit or credit card, so you're just supposed to click on debit or credit card, and it will give you options to pay with that. So you can click on. So here you have to input your card details, and click on. After inputting all your card details, click on pay the amount, pay 1,049 because it's 1,000 I want to pay. Then automatically an OTP will be sent to your phone number registered with your bank, and that is what you use to complete the transaction. But if you want to pay with bank transfer, you're also supposed to click on bank transfer. Then it will pop up an account number for you to credit. Then once you are done, you're supposed to click on transfer done. Then automatically the wallet would actually refresh and it will pop up the new fund you have credited into your account. Then, but if peradventure after you're done with the transfer and it's not reflecting in your app, just an email will be sent to your an email will be sent to you. All you need to do is send us a screenshot of that email. Send it to brokerageteam@afriinvest.com, and brokerageteam@afriinvest.com is in the comment section. So send us an email with the receipt on your app, then we would fund your account immediately. So moving on, we are here because we want to actually learn how to invest in the stock market using the Apple Investor app. So to invest in the stock market using the app, you have to click on invest at the middle of the page. So you need to click on invest. Then since you are actually investing in stock market today, you click on Nigerian stocks. So after clicking on Nigerian stocks, as I said earlier, there are over 300 stocks available to be traded here on this app. So that to avoid you scrolling up and down to find the stock you want to buy, because I am sure that you already done your research and you already know the stock you want to buy. So just to avoid scrolling up, scrolling down, you just click on the find stocks at the top of the page. So click on find stocks, then search for the stock you want to buy. So for me, I want to buy Cadbury. I've done my research, but this is not, I'm not telling you to go and buy Cadbury. This is just for educational purpose only. So when you click on the Cadbury, it will show you the Cadbury logo, the reference price. So the reference price means the price that the stock closed yesterday. So the previous closing price is the reference price. So but the price that the stock closed yesterday is the reference price. So if the market closes today, then by tomorrow, the reference price will be the closing price of today. So then after it, then the graph down here shows like the 1 year price of Cadbury. So all the prices that are done between now and last year and today is showing it in all the trading days. So also below it, you will see an information. So info shows the summary of what is happening in the market today. So like the opening price for Cadbury, so the opening price, the previous close, the best offer. So they are all here on the info section. Then the other book shows the best bid and the best offer. So the best bid at the top, the best offer, the bid and the offer. So the bid are those that are willing to buy the stock, while the offers are those that are willing to sell the stock. So the best bid is the highest price someone is willing to buy. So that's usually the one at the top. While the best offer is the lowest price someone is willing to sell. You have to buy low and sell high. So that's right. So the lowest price someone is willing to sell is the best offer, while the highest price someone is willing to buy is the best bid. So, but when you buy, most of the time you will see that the best bid and best offer are not the same, because if they are the same, the trade will cross and the transaction will be completed. But no, it's not usually. So the best bid is usually the highest price somebody is willing to buy, and best offer is the highest price someone is willing to sell. Then when you go to the trades are the trades that have occurred on Cadbury during the day. During the trading day, so the trade on Cadbury is listed on trade. So it's just everybody's trade. So it doesn't have to be just your trade. It's not just your trade. It can be my trade, your friend's trade. Everybody that has actually bought or sold Cadbury today is showing under the first trade. While the second trade is showing the trades that has occurred on your account during the day, because they have not actually bought Cadbury, so it's blank. So now to buy Cadbury, all you need to do is click on buy at the bottom of the page. So you click on buy. So when you click on buy, it brings you, the other requisition form. So here, that is where you'll be able to input what you actually really want. So the first thing on the list is the other type, because I already explained buy Cadbury and the reference price. The other type is either the market order or a limit order. So for the market order, it means that when you put a market order, it means that immediately the order goes into the market. Since you are buying, it searches for the best available sell, then it crosses. So anybody that is willing to sell right now at whatever price the person is willing to sell is what it matches for you. So let me just show you. For example, if you put a market order down, so you'll be buying the Cadbury stock at 17.90 kobo. Meanwhile, the reference price is 17.85 kobo, and the best bid now is 17.7. I hope you understand, because I've actually explained what best bid and best offer is. So, but for me, I'm going to put a limit order. So what is a limit order? Limit order means that I have a price limit and I don't want to buy more than the price limit. Yes, I can buy less, but I don't want to buy more than the price limit. So that's why I put the limit order. Then a limit period. So limit period means that it is actually used for limit orders, because it means that if my order does not match today, so it's an order until when it becomes a trade, when there's someone that actually sells to you at your price. But if peradventure throughout the whole day, there's nobody willing to sell to me at the price I put, when I put a limit period of good for 3 days, that means that the order is still going to be open in the market till tomorrow. But if by tomorrow again, nobody's willing to sell at my price, it will be open to the market till next tomorrow. So it will be open to the market for 3 days. But after 3 days, it will expire. But if you put good for a day, so after today, it expires. So the order leaves the market and you see expired. So if you put for good for 5 days, the order is in the market for 5 days, then after it expires. But if you put for good for 30 days, the order will be in the market for 30 days if there is nobody that is willing to buy to sell at my price before it expires. But for me, I would like to choose good for 3 days. Then you put your limit price. So before I put my limit price, I would advise that you view the order book. So the order book will actually give you an overview of what is happening on the stock at the moment. So it helps you not to put a very, very low price that will not match, and it helps you not to buy extremely high, like that more than what you want, more than what you want to buy it at. So for me, I want to buy it at 17.6. Know that it's not the best bid or it's not the best offer, but that is the price I want to buy. So I'm going to just put 17.6. 17.6. Then the unit I want to buy, that's based on what you want. I want to buy 2,000 units. So then you can see after putting my form, you can see below the other requisition, you can see available to trade. That is the money you have in your wallet, and that is what you can actually use to trade. You cannot use more than what is available in your wallet to trade. So then under it is buy Cadbury. So you need to click on buy Cadbury. So immediately after clicking on buy Cadbury, it brings you the other summary. So the other summary shows you like a brief explanation of what you just imputed. So that the other type is showing that the limit order and the buy order. So the consideration is quantity times the price. So quantity times price is consideration. So the quantity I put is 200 units, the market price. So it's important to note that the app actually records in reference price. So yeah, I know that I put 17.60 as my limit price. Yes, the app actually picked that, but it calculates most of the time on market price. But don't worry, we won't charge you so much. We won't charge you so much for the transaction. It's only the amount that actually costs you that we'll charge, because we'll send you a contract with the details of your transaction. So after the order has matched, a contract will be sent to you. I encourage you all to always check for your contract to be sent to your email. Always check for your contract. It shows you the exact details of everything of the order. So this actually gives an estimate of what of the purchase. So and then you can see that a commission is what is applicable to us for consummating the transaction on your behalf. Then the fee is what you pay to SEC, NGX, and CFCS for doing the transaction. Then the total is the summation of the consideration, the commission, and the fees. Then after that, you click on buy now. When you are actually satisfied with everything you are seeing, then you click on buy now. So it processes it and transfers your order into the NGX market, the exchange. So please, when you get this Cadbury purchase order is in progress, it means that your order has gone to the market to queue. I know a lot of people actually think that this order has matched. No, it actually goes to the market to queue. So sometimes when you see it in your order history, to be showing you executing, that means that it's in the market. And if there's a potential seller if there's someone that is willing to sell at your price, the person would pick up your order. Then after this, the order, somebody else has picked up the order. That is when you get the contract notes for the transaction. Except you have a market order. You remember I explained to you that a market order goes to the market immediately and picks up whatever is available. So though it might be that an higher price than the reference price than the best bid, but it picks exactly immediately what is available in the market, and with that, your contract needs to be sent to you immediately. So, but always check out for your contract note, because that is what actually tells you that your transaction has been completed. So it's also important to know that after you place an order on a buy order, like the amount, essentially a limit buy order, the amount you use to purchase the order is blocked from your wallet. Yeah, I understand that you might still be seeing the funds in your wallet at all, but the amount is blocked. So if you don't have more funds in your wallet and it's just that amount that you have, or maybe you have 5,000 and you bought you have an executing order of 4,900. So that means you have only 1,100 naira left for you to be able to buy another stock. But because you do not notice that 4,900 is blocked from your wallet and your wallet is still showing 5,000, a lot of you still try to buy stock worth another 3,000 naira. So you'll be getting insufficient funds and some other different error messages. All you need to do is, if you actually are not interested in buying the stock again, all you need to do is go to order history. Then in order history, you'll be able to view your executing orders and you'll be able to cancel them if you are not interested in buying them again. So for me, okay, I'm not interested in buying the Cadbury again and I want to use the money to buy another stock. So all I'm going to do is come to my order history, then click on Cadbury. Then it shows me the order summary. Then at the bottom, it shows cancel order. So I'm going to click on cancel order. So once I cancel the order, it takes the order away from the exchange. At the same time, it releases the funds I'm going to use the funds that I wanted to use to buy Cadbury. So it releases it back and I'll be able to use the money to buy another stock that I'm interested in buying, or maybe withdraw the money if I'm interested in withdrawing. So that's that about buying stocks on the exchange. So, but if you want to also sell your stock, okay, you already bought your stock before and you want to sell part of it. So all you need to do is, first thing you need to do is go to your portfolio and see what you have available. When you go to, then after that, you have to go to invest. On invest, you have to click on Nigerian stock, then search for the stock that you want to sell. So you can see that I have Zenith available for me to sell. So I'm going to click search for Zenith and click on Zenith. So it brings out the Zenith page.
It's just the same process that we've used in buying that we use in selling at the same time, the same way. Just go to your portfolio, click on the particular shares that you have there. Like I said earlier, the CSCS will always record the amount of shares that you've bought. And at any particular time, you can always just click on that particular shares. And if you want to sell, you can just click on sell and to be executed. Another way that you can always do that is by sending us an email to brokerageteams@afroinvest.com.
Thank you, Victoria, so much for that. So right now, I just want to talk about the contract notes and those things you need to get when trades are executed. So the first to note, now these are key terms to note, is what we call direct cash settlement, like you can see on my screen, the DCS. Now, what is DCS? It's just a settlement process where all the proceeds of your shares, maybe when you are selling, the proceeds of the shares comes directly into your bank account. For instance, you already registered with us that, okay, my bank account is Access Bank, right? So we registered that with the CSCS. Immediately, you make any sales, you don't need to ask us for your payment at the time because CSCS will directly pay this money into your bank account. So immediately you enter or you come through, you are a new investor. Upon CSCS account creation, you are automatically opted into this type of settlement, right? But it doesn't give you opportunity to actually buy and sell at the same time. So people just want to buy 1 million units and sell 2 million units of another stock. You may not be able to do that like that because you have to wait for settlement period for the CSCS to pay you first, and then you'll be deposit the money to us, and then we can trade with it. So like Victoria explained earlier on, that you will get contract notes or X alerts. Now you will get both of these immediately you do any transaction, if you buy or you sell. So the contract note is just the document we give you as an evidence of a successful transaction, and it is a confirmation that you executed your trade order, either a buy trade or a sell trade. And actually, it's for record for both you and me, for both we at Afro Invest and yourself. So for transparency's sake, so there are no hidden charges or anything. Now the X alert is another one sent from the CSCS, because we are not alone in this. And so that we are not just scammers or Ponzi guys that want to take your money. So there is the CSCS that also sends you an alert for you to know, okay, I did this transaction. Is it you that bought this or who did this? And you are sure that you're the one, so you are good to go. Now, what are the charges and brokerage fee charged by us? The charges are just fees levied by the Nigerian Exchange, SEC, and CSCS, as the case may be. All this they are all on their websites. You can also check it out to see what they charge in relation to what is on your contract note. You see, they are the same. Then for the brokerage fee, is a fee that we charge for facilitating the trade. And the charges and the fees are all calculated as a percentage of your transaction value. That is the major value, if it's 1 million naira that you want to use to buy, or to sell. That's what those fees are calculated on. Now, I know you are expecting me to talk about dividends. Talk about dividends now. What am I getting, and how will I get my dividends? Yeah, the dividend is not just automated that, okay, because you bought Access Corporation today and they are going to be announcing dividend or paying out dividend next 2 months, so you will just get your dividend. No, you actually have to fill an e-mandate form, and then you have to lodge your signature, and then this is given to you. We just send you these two form, the signature lodgement form and the e-mandate form, when you reach out to us at brokerageteam@afroinvest.com. So immediately you get this signature lodgement form, all you need to do is just to sign. You see where you could sign. And for the e-mandate, you fill in all that you need to fill in for the forms, and then you send to your registrar. Now, when you complete this form, for each registrar, there are other shares they manage. So there are some companies each registrars manage. So when you can fill this form, other companies they manage would actually, you will get their your dividend directly to your bank account automated, but you have to fill different registrars in mandate form, right? So that you could actually get this, and then you follow up with the registrar, and they will follow up with your bank, and then you are registered on the NIBBS portal, and then you get your dividend directly. Now, just before I wrap up, I want to take us through the equity market cycle. I know you would have heard from economists, maybe via the news or anything you were reading, and you just have what we call economic cycle. So like we have the economic cycle, we also have the equity market cycle. So it's just a recurrent pattern and phases that the stock market goes through over time. And they are always, the factors that drive this are just investor sentiment, your own sentiment, my sentiment, market trends, then corporate earnings, that is the financial statement of all these companies you are buying into or selling their shares. So, and then the market condition around. Now, the phase consists of 4 different phases: the recovery phase, the peak phase, the downturn phase, and the bottoming phase. Now, right now, we are in the recovery phase. For a while now, the equity markets over the past 1 year has been kind of slow motioned, sluggish, and because everybody does not know what to think about the new government, people were just having their fingers crossed. We don't know what to expect. But immediately the inauguration came up, you can see what happened in the stock market. There was a rally, short rally, even though, but later on the rally was stabilized. Until now, there is still a rally in the market, but we are still recovering. Now, the peak phase is that phase where you need to be very cautious. And at this time, I advise you to even do more of selling your portfolio and taking your gains, because at that time, the market is at the peak level. And at that time, we are expecting a correction. That is, nothing goes up that won't come down now. Law of gravity. So when your shares keeps going up and going up, it could plummet at any time. So at that time, you should be careful. And that is what brings us to the downturn phase, where shares start going down. Then the bottoming phase is where the shares are really, really down, like we had last year, September, GT code trading at 16 naira, 90 kobo, and thereabouts, different shares trading, and people were like, oh, I will not buy now, it will still go down. Meanwhile, it didn't go beyond that, and those that did not buy at that time, they lost the opportunity. So please, when you see this kind of phase at the market, it's not time to give up hope or lose hope. It's time that you even bought, you could average your prices, you could reduce your overall cost on these shares. Now, before we go, because I'm already closing out, I've talked about the stock recommendation already, and now we will soon be having a question and answer segment. But before we take this segment, I would like you to take your pen and paper, because what I want to share with you now, intentionally, I didn't put it on this slide so that you could actually get your pen and paper and write it. And these are just tips that you could remember, so that when you are trading on the Nigerian Exchange, you would not forget. Number 1, don't buy shares and go and sleep. My friend, don't buy shares and say because you're a long-term investor, you want to leave it and sleep. What if the company that you actually thought folds up before you wake up, right? So you have to check your shares, what the market is doing at regular intervals. And like I spoke about dividend before, just send us a mail if you've not been getting dividends at brokerageteam@agriinvest.com, and we'll help you get that settled. Then the next thing is buy shares when prices are low, sell when prices are high. You bought GT Co at 20 naira. I don't see any reason why you cannot actually take your profits right now. There is 33 naira. Yeah, you may be envisaging that, yeah, you people said target price is 14 naira, right? But you've made a whole lot of profit already, so you could take your profit and get your capital gain. So when the share are now going down and plummeting, then you quickly buy. And then the next thing is, note that our stock recommendation ratings changes. So every Monday, check your emails, and then look for the stock recommendation and check the ratings. What am I buying now, so that it will aid your decision-making process? I hope you are still writing. All right, I believe so. Thank you. And then the next thing, that you place an order via the app. Victoria said it earlier on, doesn't mean that you go at market price. Yes, doesn't mean that the close price of the day is what it will go at. It will, your order at that time will go at the price that your opposite side is willing to buy or sell. So for instance, you are buying and the opposite side is selling, right? You want to buy let's say Dangote cement, and you want to buy it 270, Jashka, you don't want to go beyond that, right? But the other side, they say, I want to sell 290. I'm not selling less than 290, and then the market now closed at 280. At the time you threw in your stock to the market price, you bought at the best market price available. So you bought at 290. Though the stock market later closed 280, that doesn't matter because that was the tail end of the market where it closed. So look well, if you have a price in art that you want to buy, then set a limit. So before I go, finally, when you want to do bulk purchase, you want to buy a whole lot of stocks, you are an institutional investor, or you are coming in to do a whole lot of transaction, you don't want to make mistakes, you can actually send your mandate. Now, mandate is a written instruction telling us that we should either buy on your behalf and sell on your behalf. So as stockbrokers, you could take your mandate and trade on your behalf, but mandate has a specified format. You must state in your email the particular stock you want to buy, the units you want to buy, or maybe the worth of the stocks you want to buy, the limits of that stock. Maybe you want to buy it at so limit or at market price, and then we will take your stock. And in case you want to put it for maybe good to 3 days, good to 5 days, good to 30 days, also state that. Thank you so much. Remember that market timing is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So over to you, Timileyin.
All right, so let's take some questions. Please, is it Optimus by AfriInvest or AfriInvest 2.0 Hub? Well, Madam Chinasa, the app we're talking about is the AfriInvest 2.0 Hub. So you can actually check either your Play Store if you're using an iPhone, or you check the Play Store if you are using an Android mobile phone. And I'm having another question here that says, I have attempted several times to buy shares via limit order when the market is closed, but the order always expires each time. Is there something I didn't get right? And this is coming from Mr. Matthew Okorafor. I'll be directing this question to my colleague, Blessing Araoyinbo. I believe she spoke about this earlier on. So please, Blessing, please carry on.
Thank you. Right? Yes, you could. This happens actually because each day for fresh trades and offers. So when you put in your trade today, if you don't put a day limit, maybe you say 2 days, or you say 3 days, or you say 4 days, or you say 5 days, or 30 days, immediately it expires. So today is done and done with, right? You will need to come again tomorrow, right? So that's why it always says expire. So next time you check the app and you say good till 5 days, or good till 2 days, or good till 3 days. I hope that answers your question.
So I think that's very beautiful. Thank you, Blessing. Let's take some other questions. Seeing one here. This is coming from Technopova. It has been long I traded with AfriInvestor app, and I want to trade right now. Do I need to make use of CSCS I already have, or do I need to renew it? I'd like my colleague Blessing to address this question, please.
Yes, since you're already an existing client, even if you've traded for the past 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, and you want to trade again, no, we are not reopening any CSCS. The highest thing we could do is to update your CSCS account. Maybe you've changed location or address, so you're just good to go. You may just need to send us your new documents, KYC or ID. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
And I'm getting a question from Mrs. Deborah Olotu, and she's saying that please can my MTN dividend be paid into my Afri Invest wallet instead of personal accounts. And so please, Blessing, please, can you address that?
The way the Afrinvest wallet works actually is like your brokerage account wallet. So whenever you make any transaction, it goes straight, first of all, into your Afrinvest wallet. So if you now want to withdraw, you can just initiate from your app and say, okay, I want to withdraw, like Victoria put us through, and then it goes straight up to your account, or you just send us an email via brokerageteam@afrinvest.com that, okay, this is it, I want to initiate a withdrawal, and then it goes straight up. But for you that you sold and you're a direct cash settlement client, immediately you make any sales, it comes straight up to your bank account, because after the settlement date, C+3 days. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm having a question here. So the question says, what if you already have a CSCS? I bought MTN shares, I think through another house. How do I port to Afrinvest Securities? So I think my colleague Blessing can answer that as well. And we'll move on from there.
That's a good one. You bought your shares from a stockbroking firm previously, maybe existing or not existing, and you want to come into Afrinvest, you could just send us an email. We'll send you some forms. It's called share transfer form. So you want to get to transfer your shares to our own end, and then we'll be able to manage your portfolio for you. So with those forms, you are good to go. We work with the registrars, and then we take it to your company, the previous company you're coming from. When they've signed and they are good to go with it, then your shares are won together with us and you're good to go. I hope that answers. You can just always write us email.
Thank you very much for attending this webinar, and I must say a very big thank you to my panelists, my speakers as well. Blessing Aroyinbo, it was a beautiful presentation. Victoria, it was a beautiful presentation. Thank you, everyone. And every other questions that we couldn't touch, you can always just to send it to us. And if we have any other topics that we know that it will be interesting, and we share more insights into how to invest and give you huge return in the future, we will definitely put it out there. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day ahead.